Thank you all for joining us. We have Charisma Osborne and IImar'I Thomas here. We'll go ahead and open it up for questions. Just raise your hand if you have one. Gavin, go ahead.
Yeah, first off, for Charisma, obviously a lot was made about you missing the last game and all the injuries you've gone through the season. Just talk about obviously a super strong performance from the whole team, but especially yourself scoring the basketball and sort of leading your team against, obviously a strong Arizona team. So just talk about, I guess, your mindset coming in with the injury and how you're able to play.
Yeah, I actually didn't know until kind of today if I was going to be able to play or not, depending on how my knee looked. But honestly, I'm just like super proud of this team. I know I was so excited to come back and play with them, especially because I missed the last game. So I just wanted it to be fun for us. Like we've been talking about just having fun and bringing joy. And I think tonight, like that's what we did. And I'm just super proud of my team. Like, I don't care how I played individually. I'm just glad that we won and we all had a lot of fun and we were just pretty consistent for 4 quarters.
Yeah, and then for IImar'I, a scoreless first half, and I just got to ask if there was something said to you at halftime or what switched, because obviously you just exploded in the second half. There was that stretch in the fourth quarter where I think you had 10 points in a row and kind of just put the game away. So I'm just curious, sort of if something was said to you, what switched in your mind and what made you so aggressive?
My coaching staff and my teammates just kept like believing in me, and I think that's really what did it. Like they were like trying to get me going, and the staff was talking about it in our timeouts and stuff. So really just credit to them for putting me in great positions and instilling their confidence in me to allow me to do that.
Sue?
Ladies, congratulations. That was amazing. I guess I kind of want, maybe I was going to ask you if you could elaborate a little bit more on what flipped the switch for you guys tonight, because you just looked to me like, UCLA ball. You were just playing UCLA basketball. Was there anything specific you could pinpoint that just kind of did that for you guys? I mean, as a team or as both of you?
I think we're really just buying into the culture here and like what we know we can do. We know we're super talented players individually, but we've been talking about just being consistent and playing together for 4 complete quarters. I think we finally are starting to get it. Like it's kind of do or die at this moment. So I think we just know like we have to lock in and be able to execute and be able to play together. So I think just honing in on those 2 things because we know like 1 game at a time, but we know it's starting to be do or die.
Yeah, and really just our togetherness and following the scouting report, I feel like is what started it. Like from the beginning, we all had each other's backs and we were all so locked in. So it was just like any run they went on, we felt like we were going to be okay and we had each other.
That's incredible. The commentators were very complimentary of your defense tonight. They also, Charisma called you, Joan Bonvicini called you one of the best on-ball defenders in America. I wondered if defense was, I know for real, if defense was on your game plan tonight, because you guys were pretty severe with it. So
yes, it's Coach T's scout. So we already know more than half the keys are going to be defense. But yeah, we had a lot of defensive keys and we knew that we needed to stop Arizona and just take away what they do really well. So I think we did that and we worked as a team and we weren't perfect. Like we gave up some things that we shouldn't have given up, but I think just our togetherness and being able to stay steady and just reset really helped us tonight. For sure.
And then just one more thing, and I'll be quiet for a minute. I hope, by the way, I hope you all kept Tasha from singing again. But what? No, it's okay. I'll let somebody go.
Go ahead, Gavin.
Yeah, just a quick follow-up. I'm curious, there was a stretch there where just early in the first quarter, Charisma, you came out for the first time and, without Dom, there was no real point guard, it seemed like, for the first time in a while. And Natalie kind of stepped up and had 2 big drives with the left hand and had a pretty strong game overall. So I'm just, I guess for both of you, I'm just curious what you thought of her performance tonight, being that 3rd scorer to support you guys.
She was so big. I mean, just huge for us and everything that she did. And And we all have that confidence in her that we know she can go out every night and do that. And she's really unstoppable on offense. So she was just so big. And we trust that when Charisma needs a break and without Dom, that we know that Nat is going to step up. We'll have each other's backs to go out there and handle that point position as a team.
Yeah, I'm super proud of Nat. We are always getting on her about being aggressive and just not waiting to do it. And I think tonight she came out aggressive, and that really just helped us get going. But yeah, super proud of her playing the one. We know that she's super capable of doing it, and we all have so much trust in her. So super proud of her performance tonight.
Francis?
Yeah, a couple quick questions. So first one is, you guys have like a bit of an uphill battle to climb to make the NCAA tournament this year. But like, what did the game today kind of show about your abilities to the rest of the conference? And what is your mindset heading into the tournament next week?
Yeah, we're not really focused on that, still taking it game by game. But Coach Cori even said in the locker room, we're not going to be the team that you want to play in the Pac-12 tournament, because we know that we need to execute and be able to win games. And I think, like I said earlier, everyone's really just buying in. And I think that we're just going to come in really strong when it's time to play in the Pac-12 tournament. And I'm really excited to go to war with them and just finish out this season really strong.
For sure.
And then one more question. So even in your limited time here, IImar'I, like, is Saturday kind of emotional for you as, you know, the last regular season game of your time in UCLA?
No, that's not what I'm focused on. I'm just focused on us getting a win and, you know, leading into tournament time, just thinking that if we keep doing what we're supposed to do, we have a lot more basketball to play this year.
Sue, go ahead.
I just had one more quick question for Charisma. I know you're not playing at 100%. Can you describe what kind, what kind of mental techniques that did you already have in your bag, or maybe that you got that's allowing you to be this force when you're not even close to being 100%? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I think just shout out to our coaches. First of all, they have a really good scout, and I look at it a lot outside of practice and things like that. But just the coaches, like I've met with Coach T yesterday before dinner to just go over film and go over like what I need to do better for this next game, because I know I'm not getting a lot of physical reps in practice. And then even just having conversations with Coach Cori, like today, I met with her before the game, just going over things that I can run for the team and how I can get the team ready and prepared. So I think just a lot of mental reps and communication within the coaching staff has really just helped me.
Any other questions? All right. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you,
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you.
Cori, hello. We'll go ahead and start with an opening statement from you.
Well, just really proud of this team. You know, it's not an easy thing with when you haven't been rewarded and you faced as much adversity over the course of the year to get yourself up, to try to believe and to get yourself into the right mindset, game in and game out. And I think I was meeting with Kiara Jefferson this morning, and she was talking about with the pulse of the team that was the biggest battle, is to dare to believe again. And I think that's what I'm so proud of, is the mental and emotional fortitude that took. And we talked all week that we couldn't do it alone, but we sure could do it if we were connected. And we had to be connected. We had to do more things together. And they lived it, they did it. And I thought our next play speed, which means reacting to adversity, was the best of the year. Our connectivity was the best of the year. Our ability to control the paint, the best of the year. Our rebounding, the best of the year. So, you know, Arizona is a really good team, and, you know, but the character of our team really was what brought us through today, and just really proud of them for that.
And we'll go ahead and take questions. Gavin?
Yeah, Coach, a lot will be made about the second half, and rightfully so. just outscoring them pretty handily in the second half. But I'm curious, just in the first half, you came out right with that 2-3 zone, looked like you're really forcing Arizona to take a lot of jump shots. I'm just curious, that slowed them down. They only made 3 of their first 12 shots. So what was the thought process there?
Yeah, we debated long and hard about that because we knew we had to mix it in. And I thought it was going to be important, especially when Pellington started to get going. We knew that was going to be an important piece for us. And their starting lineup is the best lineup to zone. They only have one shooter in that lineup, and that's, Sam Thomas. And, we debated long and hard, but we thought if we could just get 3 or 4 possessions to get us going, and they're very set oriented team, and they usually have things scripted pretty well those first 3 possessions. I also thought another time the zone was really important at the end of the quarter. There was that timeout, and we went 23, which is we were going to play zone for the first 3 passes, and then we were going to go player to player. And that forced a really tough shot. And, we hadn't done that probably in 2 months. And I looked at him, and that's what you can do when you have a team that's locked in. And I hope that's one of the things that we learn, is that when you're really mentally focused, you can really do amazing things. And but that was the thinking at the beginning of the game, was that was the best lineup to zone. And we wanted them to not get going, either getting post touches or getting to the cup. And Gavin, I was giving you all these props the last 2 games, and then you weren't even there.
Yeah, midterms are crazy, but I'm glad I picked the right game. Yeah, just following up, we just talked to IImar'I and Charisma. It's funny. I feel like I've asked you this question like 4 times this year about IImar'I Thomas and taking like 1 shot in the first half or something. And then she just comes out in the second half and basically just, outscores Arizona herself almost. I mean, she obviously went pretty nuts there. So I'm just curious what your thoughts were on her overall performance, and then Charisma as well, just playing injured and all that as always.
Well, literally, we didn't know. She has some certain markers that she has to reach to give her, herself a chance to play with her swelling, with her, just with her quad firing and all those things. And we didn't know literally until right before we left the hotel if she was going to get that mark. I literally told the team we were changing the starting lineup when we got here to the gym. And so Charisma, I told her in the locker room that everyone's going to talk about your double, and that's all great. But I'm not. I think her biggest thing was her leadership. She said the hard things in huddles. She got really pissed off at him a couple times, and she got herself back. It didn't linger. She got herself to the next play. And I thought her leadership was so stellar, and she was just so mentally locked in. And she actually, this is just another example of this. About right after pregame meal, she texted me and said, "Coach, can I talk to you?" And whenever a player says that, you have no idea what's happened. And she comes to my hotel room and says, "Coach, I just want to go over what you think the best looks are going to be, because it's going to be hard to hear you in the game." And so when she's already making those steps and going, okay, so on free throws versus the press, we're going to be in this, and this, right? Yeah. Okay. Where do you think against this lineup? When we have an ISO, like I just wanted to go, she wanted to rehearse it one more time. And to me, that's the mentality and the character is what got us that win, not the points, rebounds, or the statistics are the byproduct, are the mental toughness, the leadership, and the togetherness. But IImar'I Thomas, too, going back to what you said originally, I just thought there was this, period. Sometimes, she doesn't rebound as much if she doesn't get as many touches. And I told her, look, you're passing on shots. If you're going to stand at the 3-point line, you better shoot the ball. And if you're not going to shoot it there, then get your butt down on the post. And you have the versatility, you have the green light, but you're not using it. So it's not helping us any. And so I just said, look, we need you to shoot the ball. So you can either shoot it on the perimeter when they're sagging off, or you can get touches in the paint. We will find you. And I just thought her intensity and effort was so consistent, especially in that third quarter. And then there was that stretch. They had cut it down. And then we took really good shots, but we didn't always make them. But if we missed them, she got the board. And I thought this was by far her best rebounding game. So I'm thrilled for her that she made that. This was her, 1,000th rebounds. Is that right, Liza? And so I thought that was very fitting, because without those rebounds, we wouldn't have won the game.
Thanks, Coach.
You bet. Thank you, Gavin.
Any other questions?
Oops, I forgot to raise my hand. I'm sorry. Cori, I know it's a one game at a time thing. And you know, nothing's promised, but are you encouraged by the signs by the fight tonight? I had asked the kids about what flipped the switch for them, but you know, are you encouraged going forward that this is more like the UCLA team that you're used to coaching?
Yeah, I think, I think yes, for sure. I'm encouraged. I think, you can see it in their eyes when they like start to believe, and they start to put things together. And I thought we started to see some of that after our 2 USC, games, and then, just hitting sort of another roadblock and those kinds of things. I just feel like, I'm encouraged because I saw, it go sort of drip, drip, drip from their head to their heart. I think they know the right things to say, but I think they believe a little deeper now. And then that is what really encourages me as their coach. And it was amazing, Tasha was saying, man, I just felt like we made so many adjustments. I said, because we weren't coaching attitude, effort, or concentration. When you don't have to coach those things, it's really fun to coach, and it's really, you can make adjustments and tweaks, and you can tell that they're bought in, and you can make some more gutsy calls and do some things that maybe the other team isn't expecting. But when you're coaching all the other things, I'm not a very good coach in game. And so that was what was so fun. And if they can just bottle that feeling that is under their control, I think I wouldn't want to play us.
That's awesome.
Well, as usual, you guys, appreciate y'all being here. It goes a long way. These kids, when you ask them certain questions and they have to talk out loud about what's important, and it actually helps us be better teachers. So thanks for being a part of our process. Thanks for showing up for these young women. Thanks for telling our stories as usual. Like I told you guys before, I've never appreciated you more.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Have a